Hello everyone, Silent here and welcome back to another Bedrock Edition tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to build an ultra simple, extremely easy, and redstone free blaze farm. As you can see, this blaze farm really is as simple as it gets. All the blazes are right here. You smack them with your sword. You can set up some hoppers for item collection if you want to, or just kind of stand right there and pick up the blaze rods yourself. You can also upgrade this farm to use a Trident Killer if you want to, and that will automatically kill all the blazes, apply the looting 3 effect to them, that way you get the most drops that you can, and then that'll also give you experience from the farm automatically too, so you can fully AFK using this design if you decide to build a Trident Killer on it. And as you can see, you really do get a lot of blaze rods from this design. This is a super simple blaze farm. As you can see here, we just have a small chamber surrounding the blaze spawner. All of the blazes fall straight down, and then they are in some lava. This lava will slowly push all of the blazes to your kill chamber, whether you have a manual kill chamber or a Trident Killer. It looks a little bit slow, and it doesn't really seem like they're moving because we have a bunch of them right here, but after a little while, they will all get pushed to your kill chamber. These blazes are also far enough down that they do not affect your blaze spawner at all, so there's no issues with these guys filling up the mob cap and preventing additional blazes from spawning. This farm has been on my to-do list for a very long time. However, the feature where lava pushes blazes and other mobs has not been introduced to Bedrock for a super long time. I'm not sure when it was finally added, but I just had a couple people in the last couple of weeks to tell me that it's finally in the game, so here we are with a brand new super simple blaze farm. Lava seriously is like the end-all be-all. There's of course 1,000 different ways to make a blaze farm, but this one is by far the simplest and the easiest and the cheapest, especially for early game gameplay. This farm also uses a clever little trick to get slightly more spawns. So in a typical blaze farm, you would have a slab on top of your spawner or a pillar of blocks or something, and that would actually reduce your total number of spawning spots by 1. And having a situation like this slightly reduces your rates. However, if you have a gap and then a glass block, that makes it so that any blazes that spawn right on top of your spawner actually get pushed out immediately and fall down into the rest of the farm. So you're not going to be losing any spawn spots with this design, and that'll give you slightly better rates than other blaze farms. I think you can also apply this little trick to a skeleton spawner to get slightly better rates on your skeleton farms as well. In case you're not aware, blaze spawners are super good for experience. Every blaze that you kill gives you 10 experience, whereas skeletons and spiders and zombies only give you 5 experience each. So basically, a blaze spawner is twice as good as any other spawner in the game. And don't forget about the fact that blaze rods are a super good fuel source. A single blaze rod will smelt 12 items, so a single stack of blaze rods can smelt 768 items or 12 stacks of items. It's definitely a very good fuel source. This farm also works for double blaze spawners if you happen to be one of the lucky few that gets 2 blaze spawners. So basically, you just build the farm twice, once around your first spawner, and then again around your secondary spawner. I'd recommend having both of your kill chambers in the middle if you can range it, and I would definitely recommend building the Trident Killer version if you have 2 blaze spawners. That way you can just stand there and get twice the experience. If you enjoy these Bedrock tutorials, then consider subscribing to the channel. This is the year of tutorials. I'm going to be releasing more tutorials for Bedrock Edition than I ever have before. So if you like this one, you might like all the other future ones that I got, or the hundreds of others that I've made in the past. And let's hop into the tutorial, shall we? For your convenience, there's a full materials list down in the description of the video, and that is going to have everything that you need to build with. So the first thing that you want to do is, of course, find yourself a blaze spawner, and now we need to disable this thing. Basically, you want to go out 4 blocks in every direction from your spawner with some glass blocks, and this will prevent all the blazes from spawning. So we need to do this at the same level as the spawner, and we need to do it a block above and a block below as well. So in total, once you're done with this, you should have a 9x9 diamond. And this is basically what you should have once your mob spawner is fully disabled. It's just a nice little diamond of blocks going all the way around your spawner. Now make sure you fill in every single block, because if you're missing even a single one, then you can still have blazes spawn. Now that the blaze spawner is neutralized, we need to dig down by 6 blocks in the shape of this diamond. So go directly underneath your spawner, and we need to dig down by 6 blocks. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So dig all of this out, and it should be in the exact same shape as your diamond that you have above. So our hole is now dug out. It's a little bit messy and it's kind of hard to see what's going on, but welcome to the nether, basically. So now we're going to go ahead and encase this entire build. So from the floor layer down here, you need to expand your floor outwards so that it is underneath your entire diamond. And then on the edges, you need to build upwards with some glass blocks or solid blocks of your choice. This should basically go all the way on the outside of your diamond and then 1 block above it like so. So do this on all sides of your diamond and then you'll be fully done. You might need to clear out parts of the ceiling in order to build this all the way up, but this is basically what it should look like once it's fully encased in the glass blocks. As you can see, it just goes all the way around on the very edges of this diamond. So now we're going to place in another glass block directly above the spawner, and now right above this is going to be the actual roof layer of the farm. So go ahead and fill this in, going all the way across and covering up every single bit of this area. I cleared out a bit more of the terrain so you can see what we are working with here. As you can see, it's basically just a glass diamond, and that's really all there is to it. As long as there isn't too much terrain or lava in your way, you shouldn't have a hard time building this. Now that the shell of the farm is complete, you need to decide which side you want the front to be. I'm gonna have this side be the front, and the kill chamber is gonna be right down here in this area. So dig down yourself a staircase and get on the inside of the farm. Remove the pillar that you had in the middle of the room, and then we're going to line ourselves up with the far side of this diamond, which is going to be this block right here. Face away from the farm, and then we're going to mine down a block in front of us, going down below the floor level by 3 blocks. So that is 3 blocks, and then we want to extend this to the left by a block and to the right by a block as well. Go ahead and remove anything that is in the way of that little drop chute, and this is basically the kill chamber. You want to make sure this entire thing is fully encased in blocks. Go ahead and place down yourself 3 buttons right here, and then put down a bridge of temporary blocks that you're fine with burning in lava, because this is where you're going to be standing as you actually place in the lava of the farm. Before we place in any lava, we need to break out this block right here and make sure there are blocks on the back side of it as well. That way the lava doesn't flow anywhere. We need to do the same thing on the opposite side as well. So break out this block, and as you can see, you're going to need to place in a couple of blocks right here just to contain that lava and keep it from flowing outside the farm. Once you have that modification done, we can place in the lava. Starting from the back and going to the front, we need a block right here, 1 lava source there, another one right there, and another one right here as well. We need to place in 1 lava source right there, and another one to the side of it, and then 1 lava source in the far left side, and 1 to the diagonal left of it as well. Flipping around to the right side of the farm, we need 1 in this little corner right there, with another one to the left of it. And then on the very far right side of the farm, we need a lava source right there, and 1 to the diagonal right of it as well. It's kind of a lot of lava sources, but I found that that amount is the quickest at pushing out the blazes and the most reliable as well. But go ahead and carefully get yourself out of this area, remove your temporary bridge, and make sure that all of your buttons are in place. That way the lava doesn't flow down into your kill chamber. Once you have all that done, go ahead and block up this entrance here, that way nothing gets inside of the farm, and it's time to dig a new staircase going down to your kill chamber. So basically, you should have a 3-block drop underneath your lava sources, and if you want to, you can put in a couple of the dead coral fans, and that might help the blazes fall into the kill chamber just a little bit easier. These basically act as trapdoors, but they don't have any hitbox, so mobs think that they can walk over them. So if you want the most bare bones basic version of the farm, then this is it. Your farm is now basically done. However, stay tuned for a moment more and I'll show you how to finish up this build and how to install the Trident Killer as well. If you don't want a Trident Killer, but you do want a little bit of storage, you can place in a chest right here, remove the 3 solid blocks behind it, and then place in 3 hoppers like this, and then simply put a little bit of carpet above those hoppers as well. So if you want to install a Trident Killer on this build, go ahead and break out this block right here and place in 2 more blocks like so. we need to remove all of these glass blocks. Be careful not to break the blocks that have your buttons on them, otherwise lava is going to flow down into this area. We need to remove a few of these blocks on all of the corners, and then add in a little bit more of the floor right here, just so that we can build on this. Turn around and place in a piston right here, one right there, another right there, and one right there. Fill in all the blank areas with some solid blocks, and we're going to place in an activator rail in each one of these corners. We don't really need to worry about mobs glitching out of this build because the Trident Killer kills them fast enough, so you can get away with using the activator rails. Now we need to go ahead and place in an observer facing each one of these rails, just like so, and then we should have a solid block above each one of these pistons going all the way around the build. You can go ahead and place yourself a lever right there that will activate all the pistons. If you turn that lever off, then everything's going to be going around in circles. We need to break into the build for just a moment in order to place in one additional lava source. So place in a button right here, and then a block right here, and simply place in yourself a lava source in this area right here. Make sure it's completely surrounded by blocks, that way it doesn't leak out of the build, and that's going to push all the blazes that fall right here into your Trident Killer. So now we can go ahead and throw the Trident into our Trident Killer, put our solid block back, and then fill in a couple more glass blocks right here, just so that we can see what's happening inside of the build. Installing item collection for your Trident Killer is super straightforward. All you need to do is go down below the build, place in yourself a chest right here with a hopper behind that, a rail right there, and then a hopper minecart above that as well. Make sure you have some blocks to the side, that way your hopper minecart doesn't fall off. If you want to test out your system, you can break this block right here and then throw something into your Trident Killer, and if it disappears and ends up in your chest, then you know your item collection is working perfectly. As always with a Trident Killer, if you want to get the looting 3 effect from every mob that is killed, you need to actually be holding a looting 3 sword as you AFK. And the Trident is linked to the person who throws it, so if you're on a multiplayer server, people will need to pick up and throw that Trident as they use the farm. If you want to learn more about Trident Killers, check out the video in the upper right of the screen. And the final thing that we need to do for our build is remove the glass diamond that is neutralizing our blaze spawner. This is going to be a little bit dangerous because as soon as you start removing these glass blocks, blazes are going to spawn. We don't have enough room in here to actually stand on top of this, so what you'll need to do is remove the top layer, and as you can see, you're going to get some blazes, so be careful. But yeah, basically remove the top layer and then just remove the other layers going down to the bottom. It might be worth drinking some fire resistance before doing this, that way you don't fall in the lava and die basically. And once you have removed all of your glass blocks, go ahead and seal up the outside of this build and you are good to go basically. That is your entire blaze farm done. So as you can see, just about a moment later, we have ourselves a bunch of blazes inside of the farm. Now you might notice that some of these guys are going to be stuck in there for a little while, but eventually they will all make their way to the kill chamber. Don't worry about it, they're just a little bit stubborn sometime, and they're not really the smartest either. So basically, go down to your kill chamber area, turn on your Trident Killer if you have one, stand here AFK with your looting 3 sword, and that is all there is to it. You can just simply stand right by this piston, and you'll be collecting all of the experience orbs. As you can see, one just flew across the screen, and of course all of your items are going to be going into the chest as well. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns regarding today's tutorial, then let me know in the comment section down below. I'm always trying to help you guys out as best as I can, and if you're new here, then maybe consider subscribing so that you don't miss future tutorials on the channel. This is the year of tutorials. Otherwise, leave a like on the video as it helps out the video and the channel a ton, and I'll see you guys down in the comment section and in the next one. And then there was silence.